Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Non-Business Background Teachers Training Seminar for Marketing for the IPCB syllabus. So today's topic is a demo lesson by Miss Amy Chen. I'll pass the floor on to you, Amy. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Sandel. Okay, today's sections, I think we are going to cover, I think it's pretty much the last part of the marketing, lessons. So it's all about marketing campaign, because in order to make this marketing campaign more complete, you need to have a few key factors and also the elements, okay, in order to make this marketing campaign looks more efficient, and then you know how to do it. So once you have all this strategy drawn down, so easier to make this marketing campaign more successful. So in order to make this marketing campaign successful, you need to have the marketing messages. So marketing message is more like the slogan of your marketing campaign. What type of message you are going to go across to the general public, to the customers. So once you have the marketing message drawn down, so you know, okay, what type of the product you are selling, okay, and then how much you're going to charge, because it depends how you want to position your product. Yes. And then the places where you are going to sell them, either online or offline. And then the promotion, how you're supposed to promote your product to make the public more like a brand awareness to the general public. So when I mean by general public, is is for the people, okay? So it could be your focus group, like a targeted audience. It could be people who don't know your brand yet, but you want them to know. Okay, so this marketing mix, all the factors are also very important. So once you have all these things lined up, then the second thing is the campaign budget. So how much you are going to allocate the money to your marketing campaign. If it's a big firm like Nike's, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, no problem. They are loaded. Okay. But if it's a small firm, you have to use your money wisely. So how are you supposed to do that? Okay. You have to get the fundings. You have to squeeze your money. Okay. So you have to use every bit of your money carefully. Just like myself, I have a very small consulting firm. If I want to get my services across to my targeted customers, then when I do the promotion, when I try to get the message across to my targeted, either the existing customer or prospects, then I need to spend my money wisely, because it's a small firm. Everything comes out from my own pocket. Okay. So I definitely don't have the marketing team working for me to do that, to do all that. But in order to make this marketing campaign, to be more successful, you also need to set up a timeline. If you don't have a deadline, there's no point. I can say I want this marketing campaign just last for the year. No, first of all, you don't have the resources. Second, you don't have the manpower. Okay, so that's not the right way to do it. Rather, you should set up a deadline, something like it doesn't matter short or long, but normally people set up as a 3 month, 6 month. Okay, so they want to see the result. Okay, and if this way, this approach, doesn't matter it's online or offline, it doesn't work, then you have to quickly switch the direction and switch to a different approach in order to get a maximum result. So that's what we are going to cover today. But what are your key messages? The key messages is something like I mentioned, is the slogan, right? The marketing messages. It's like a slogan, something you want people to remember. Okay, how you want to position your product or services to the customer. Okay, so they know that's what you are offering. But to also targeting the right customer, the right audience, it would definitely help your product or service to sell. Okay, because they feel it. They feel what you are selling them. Say, for example, if I'm a McDonald's, a marketing team, I keep pitching my product, okay, my food, my services to the elders, 65 and above, for example. Those people, they don't eat fast food, first of all. Maybe they do, but not as much. Okay. And then I'm talking about even McDonald's in Asia per se. Okay. So if you are targeting those elders, and then even though you try to send out the big message, it's affordable, it's the experience that we are selling, they just don't feel it. So you should target it to the younger kids, students, okay, or the workers, okay, the full-time workers, they sometimes want to grab something quick to go. All right, so this is how you want to work around with your key messages, because you want to make sure that you let people know your product, your service, what you're offering is different. Okay, and what is your product, what is your company stands for, what is your company is meant to those people, to the customers, and then what type of value that you're offering. So what would they get? And then maybe you are offering the product or services that will help them to solve their problems. So that's why this key messages, that the marketing message you try to send out, you try to deliver, you need to make sure that you deliver correctly. But in order to get this, marketing, how do you suppose to come up with this marketing messages? The basic thing is what? What are you going to say? Okay, so what are you going to? So you need to do your homework. What the customer want? Economics 101, demand, supply. You create the demand, and then customer wants your product, then you supply them. Okay, it's the thumbs of the rules, but you don't get this basic, prepared, and then you'll be having like a hard time to even come up with the right marketing messages. So that's why you need to know, in order to develop this type of marketing messages, so you need to really review, okay, what your company's objective is, because it has to be aligned with one another. You can't just say one thing and you lost your focus by giving a totally different marketing messages. Then your customers will get confused exactly what you are selling, what you are offering. So after you decide what type of message you are going to go across to your customer, then you have to identify. So who is your focus group, the target audience, the target customers? So, for example, if I am a CEO of a public traded company, okay, a public listed company. But for some reason, I'm not making profit this year. So I should have my marketing message, my message across out to a different group of people. For example, because it's public traded company, Yes. So I have list. I have I have a lot of people as an investor buying my company's stocks. So I have to come out and explain to the shareholders, why is my company not making any profit? Is that because of the pandemic? That's why the company is not making as much money or profit? Or is because of we are expanding our business line? So I have to use some of the profit money in order to share with my shareholders to elsewhere, to invest elsewhere. You need to answer to them. Or if you are the people who work in that company, and then as a CEO, I have to explain to my employees, why is my company not making profit this year? Because that's going to hurt their bonus that's given out by the company, because they are getting less or not at all. So this type of message is all another set of message that you need to deliver, because with the different targeted audience. But first of all, it's investor, yes. Second, it's the employee, people who work for you. Third, it's for the customer who is buying the product from you. It's the public message you need to send out. So because of a different focus group, you have to give a different messages. And that's why this message is very important. And then after you identified what type of marketing message you are going to give out, and you also identified who you are going to deliver your message to, and then the last part is why you are giving or delivering or giving out this type of messages to your targeted customers. So this why is something like, you have, for example, okay, I think sometimes I can go on and on and on, but if I don't give you an example, you don't feel exactly how I was saying. So by looking at this example, if you see a marketing message like, you will save so much, you will think you want a lottery. So when I look at this marketing message pop out, it doesn't matter it's online or offline, where you are walking, you see the billboard, you see the TV, they drop a bomb, they drop a line like, you will save so much, you think you won the lottery. And then you can't help to wonder, hey, what are you selling? Am I going to save a lot of money? So you want to know more. And that's what successful campaign is, because that's a good message, marketing messages. You capture their attention. So what comes next is what they intrigued to find out. So because you can save them a lot of money, like you won a lottery, So you are curious, yes? You want to find out more what they are offering you. So this type of marketing message is very important. So you need to know is the what type of messages, and who you are selling to, and why. Why do you think you are unique? Why do you think you are the one, not your competitors? Yeah, just because you think you offer a better quality, just because you offer a cheaper price. or what? You need to give them that big why. So they want to, once you give, raise their interest, wanting to find out more, and you are there. At least that make this marketing campaign, the messaging, successful. Because a lot of, I believe you walk by a lot of shops or without a brand, think for a moment, what type of marketing message do you actually root it on your head? And it seems like it never go away. Is there any? Or is there few? Is there any, even one at all that you can remember? Okay, so this something, once you try to find out, you have all this what, who, why, then you'll be easier to come up with the correct marketing messages. And then that will make your campaign more successful. So people will actually remember. So if I keep saying about marketing messages, I'm like, well, it's just a slogan. It's just a what? What are you trying to say? I don't understand. So that's why it's easier to show you more examples so you know what I'm talking about. And why is this marketing message is so important? Remember years ago, an Oscar, right? Because it's a Samsung phone. And then those big celebrities, the big shots, they are doing selfie. So selfie, that word is suddenly become a big hit because everybody's doing selfie. That whole year, everybody's saying something about selfie. Before Google comes in to our life, do we actually, every time when people said, what is that? What does that term selfie mean? And then I only heard in the past, maybe it's because I'm older, people say, oh, just look it up from the dictionary. Yes. But after Google came into our life, so what did people say? Every time when we don't know anything, people say Google it. So Google now is like, becomes very important in our lives. It's user-friendly. Most importantly, it's free. So you get pretty much all the information you need by Googling it. So what type of messages is this selfie trying to show you? Yeah, as everybody know, who is this? Yeah, just I know it's 4 o'clock. Okay, you guys fall asleep and everything. So I'm trying to, wake you up and all that. So I have, that year the host was Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, so she's the one who is doing selfie. Okay, she doesn't smile all the time, but she's just funny. So she has Bradley Cooper next to her, Brad Pitt, Kevin Spacey, Julia Roberts, and Meryl Streep. So you see all these big shots in one picture. And Samsung did that. And that's a big publicity, right? Because they tell them, just with one phone, I can get all these important things in one picture. So they get to the point. So imagine how much money Samsung has to spend on that very marketing campaign to have Ellen DeGeneres to do that for them. But it's cute. And then for me, it's unforgettable. So they get to the point. Yes, for the marketing message, they really get to the point. And it's funny too, I mean. And then another things about marketing messages is that if your product is easy to operate, when you just look at this picture, what does that tell you? Hey, just push one button, then you are there. So they take a customer's viewpoint because the customer doesn't want a complicated product. They want something easy. So you see, even for Steve Jobs, so they have, the company called Apple. It's something like we eat every day, pretty much. We eat every day, yes. But the Apple is a big hit. Something simple, but someone buy the Apple, of course. So with this picture, is to show you how easy our product is. So easy for you to learn, so easy for you to operate. It only takes 10 minutes tops to learn our product. That's easy, yes. So that is also a good marketing messages. And then this is like all times classic. Everybody look at Just Do It. It's Nike. It doesn't matter you are young, you are old, okay? So doesn't matter you are young or you are old. I'm sorry. So you look at this marketing campaign and marketing messages. You know that's what Nike is selling you. Yes. So Nike, a little check mark, and just do it. And you think 3 words, just do it. It helped them to sell big time. And something people can remember. So every time you want to buy a pair of sports shoes, the sneakers, you go to, or runners, trainers, it doesn't matter which countries you call it, and you go to Nikes pretty much. But younger kids nowadays, I think they like Adidas instead. But it doesn't matter, like from my niece to my mom, even my grandma, they all buy Nikes because they feel that's the brand they can trust, and because everybody is wearing Nikes. So they have big celebrities to endorse them. I think before it was Tiger Woods, and now I don't know. And then, so see, just do it. It helped them to sell. They can use this for many, many years. Yes. So that's why I said is that they use the familiar languages, right? Just do it. And then they're not just do it. It's not something they only think of. Just do it as Nike, but they also during the conversation, sometimes between the boss and the people who work for them, and then they can just simply say, just learn it from Nike. Do you still have a question? Just do it. No questions asked. Okay, so it's actually just do it becomes like Google it, same thing. So again, that's very successful marketing messages. And then you need to feel like informal, like MasterCard's marketing campaign. What did they do? They said their slogan is priceless surprise. What's priceless surprise? What's Master? Credit card, yes. So because you don't need to bring any cash. So it's priceless, but they give you surprises. Yeah, easy to use. Okay. So again, you feel like, oh, priceless surprise. You feel like, it seems like it just improvise it. It just come out from nowhere. Yeah. So this type of marketing campaign is also very successful, and they can use it forever. And then some of the marketing messages, they stick with original. So what do you mean? Something totally different from what they do. For those of you who don't know what Super A is, it's a chain, a motel, something affordable in US. Okay. And so their slogan is the human hug. So what does that mean? There are a lot of veterans in US. And then a lot of them, when they come back from the battlefield, from Middle East, they feel they don't belong anywhere. So a lot of PTSD, a lot of issues, and then not just personally, but professionally as well. So Super A came out with this marketing campaign, a human hug, meaning I want to give you a hug. So do you see? Hug a veteran. Vet is not the veterinarian, but it's a veteran. Okay, so those retired soldier back from the battlefield. So they want to make them feel welcome. But this is the type of message is nothing to do with what they are selling. But it's authentic, it's something different, one of the kind. So that makes them a very successful messages as well, because a lot of Americans, they feel it. And then another examples are marketing messages. Remember, also years back, the bucket challenges. I think a lot of people just remember this ice bucket challenges. They don't know, they probably forgot what is that for. I think it starts from Mark Zuckerberg, and then he started with this ice bucket challenge because he try to raise some money, okay, for ALS. It's some kind of disease. Okay, it was a very successful campaign actually, but like I said, a lot of people remember the ice bucket challenges, but they don't know what is that for. But still, at least that's the marketing messages go across. To reach out to many people. Okay, 2.4 million videos has been shared in the Facebook. That's quite a lot. And the last one, but not the least, is that some of the marketing messages will make you smile. Okay, what does that mean? For example, the national lottery. I'm sorry, I just keep using the US examples is because I study and work in US, so it seems this is really means something to me. So the national lottery, this type of marketing messages. And then it says, please not them with James Blunt. What does that even mean? It's a lottery ticket, and James Blunt is a singer. So who is Blunt? James Blunt is someone who sings "You Are Beautiful." Okay, you remember that song? You are beautiful. See. So this type of thing, and on the marketing messages from this national lottery is to tell people: imagine if you let a celebrity like James Blunt to win the ticket, to win the lottery, what would happen to you? If you can Google it if you want to, and then there's a YouTube on the national lottery. Okay, it's to show you James Blunt. James Blunt said, if I want a ticket, I won the lottery, I'm going to start my software company. The software company is that whenever you turn on TV, you look at the mirror in the morning, you will see me, James Blunt will pop out from the mirror and sing you a "You Are Beautiful." Okay, so this type of thing was something, make you smile. So it doesn't matter what type of marketing messages you are trying to go across, but you make sure that, they are something for people to remember. So after we had the marketing message down already, and the but we still need to have a marketing mix in order to complete. We have the elements of marketing messages first, and then have the marketing mix. Excuse me. So what is marketing mix? Excuse me. So marketing mix is that you need to have a right product, and then you sell in the right place, and then the right price, and at the right time. So 4 P's is your marketing mix. But it's not like a little picture here. The 4 P's of marketing. It's not please buy from me. Please, my product is very good. Please, now is the time for you to buy. Now it's, this is the very cheap price that we are offering you. So it's not please, 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 please. It's the product, what you are buying, what you are selling. It's the place where you are selling to, and what price. It has to be compatible, right? You don't want to mark up too high if you don't have the value, if you don't position yourself as a unique, something you don't get elsewhere but you. If you're a monopoly, you want to mark up all you want. But if not, people just, will move to your competitor. So you're helping your competitor to get more business. So promotion is how you're supposed to let people know about your product. So again, examples. I believe you already know the definitions from Danielle's sections, but here is my job is to tell you the example you can use, and then to help you to understand a little bit more. So for the product, everybody been to McDonald's, yes. So are they really selling their food? Because their food, it doesn't matter where I am. I've been to so many countries in the past, and I try McDonald's when I have a chance to, but it all tastes the same. It doesn't matter you're in Europe, Asia, US, or even Australia. It doesn't matter where you are. Africa too. And it's all the same. But they're not selling you the food. Did you see, have you noticed any of the marketing campaign for McDonald's? The kind of selling is the experience. If you take a moment to think that if you have a kid or nephews or niece, for me, I don't have a kid, but I have a nephew and nieces. So growing up, I took them to McDonald's, not really just for food, but there for their happy meal. Sometimes they don't eat, they just want the toys. And then McDonald's is very keen, because every time when Disney is like, promoting, like for example, it's Frozen. It's a lot of girls' favorite, Elsa, Anna. And then they would have something similar in McDonald's, toys, Happy Meal. So you don't really get the toy alone, but you buy the Happy Meal, they will give you the choice of the toy. So a lot of people go there is because of the toy. Take me, for example, I've been doing that for many years for my niece and nephews. So growing up, McDonald's, it's part of their lives. Food or not, it doesn't matter. Toys, it is. So because McDonald's is also selling, it's the smell of love, right? Because you go there, you always smell the chicken nuggets. Yeah. So you always probably have the ice cream there with your friend. Yeah. So after school or after work, you tired, you fancy ice cream. You go to McDonald's, something quick, and it tastes pretty good actually, their ice cream, if you haven't tried it already. So that kind of give you bring you a lot of memory, take you down to the memory land. So because some of my, my nephews, they already grown up. So, but one thing they always remember is that the Auntie Amy took them to the McDonald's and get toys when they were little. So they are selling you is that, the nice moment you had with your family, okay? Even though their taste is all the same. You can go to try Big Mac, chicken nuggets, everywhere you go, it tastes all the same, trust me. Okay, but this is like, bring you the good old days, okay, and all this good time you had with your family, your friends. So they are selling you, they are pitching you, it's the experience. So that's what they are doing their product. They're not selling you the food, they're selling you the experience. And then the price. So continue with the McDonald's example. Remember, I just mentioned they have a cheap product like ice cream. So yes, if it's US dollars, a dollar in US, and it's pretty much the same, pretty much in most of the country as well. Okay, and then their all-time classic products like Big Mac, French fry taste the same, chicken nuggets as well. Only they have a new items, but for limited time on, so they probably have, because of the Chinese New Year is coming up. So they probably sell something with the Chinese New Year related type of food experience. Okay, so that is something, it's new. Otherwise, it's their old times, something you see for many years. So their price, they are trying to position their price to the customer is cheap. It's affordable. I don't like the word cheap, but affordable. But you also get, then you won't worry about, I come into McDonald's today, and then I will come again in a week time. Would it taste different? No, it tastes all the same. Even 10 years ago and 10 years after, it tastes the same. So they kind of guarantee you that the price may be a little slightly higher because of the inflation, but the food, it tastes the same. So it kind of guarantee you that. But they position themselves is the low price to their customer. It's affordable. And then where you're going to sell it. Okay, so for example, KFC. So I keep using all these fast foods because everybody must have tried it sometime in your life. So for example, on the KFC, if you eat KFC, I don't really see KFC much in US. In Europe, some. I don't know about UK though. So in KFC, for some countries, like for example Europe, they think it's only the low income people to eat KFC. And then low income meaning we could be students or people don't earn much money, and then they think it's more affordable for them to buy the whole box and then to have the whole family to try it. But in China, on the other hand, they see KFC is a medium and high income family to eat in KFC. Because as you can see in China, it's quite different actually. For example, if you go to the Starbucks to get a cup of coffee, it might cost you $6 US. But if I go to the next store, next to this the little shop, they're selling the soybean milk, and it only costs you 50 cents. Did you see the difference? $6 versus 50 cents. So China is quite different. Okay, so even those foreign international chain store open in China, they tend to mark up the price a little bit higher than rest part of Asia, I think. Yeah, I tried, the Starbucks. I think China is the most expensive one. So that's why when you try to find a place to sell your product, you should make sure that the factors is your product. Is your product compatible in that place that you are selling? If you're selling a winter jacket to Africa or to Singapore, Malaysia per se, who's going to buy all this like, a downfield winter coat? There's no need. So that's why sometimes I feel I saw the Marks and Spencer in Singapore, okay, and they are selling the winter collection when I visited during the winter time. I'm like, I keep asking myself, my friend too. I said, what are they selling the clothes to? It's so hot in Singapore. So who is buying them? So those for those who wants to go skiing in other countries, but I'm talking about the general public. But Marks and Spencer's, the whole winter collections, is stay there for the whole winter time. Yeah, so I will buy some is because we do have a winter here. But for the southeast part of Asia, so who is buying them? I wonder. So you really need to know what you are selling your product to. Okay, and then you need to know what your values are. Okay, and then you also need to know your target customers profile is, and then how much you're going to charge them. And that's very important. So the whole marketing strategy will vary. Depends on the location or depends on the places you are selling to. So promotion, again, so I've used McDonald's, yes, I used KFC, and now it's Burger King. Everybody tried those before, yes. Yeah, so because we do have all this here in Taiwan. So unlike McDonald's is selling, it's the message they deliver is the experience, okay, the memory, okay. But with Burger King, it's slightly different. They do also have, the cheap product. They also have the classic items as well. But what they are selling is the message they try to go across is the taste of the burger. So if you ask people, they try Burger King and McDonald's, I think 4 out of 5 will tell you they like Burger King's burger better than McDonald's. So that's why McDonald's, they never mention about the taste of their products. But again, everybody, trust me, all the stores, all the products, they do have their loyal customers. Okay, so some people, like, personally, I like Burger King, but I like the McDonald's experience. So you kind of alternate. You go here for, depends on what you want. So you really, when you are doing your promotion, you really need to know your product. So comparing, if I am a Burger King, I know my competitor, McDonald's, is selling the experience. So I'm not pitching the same marketing campaign. That's copycat, right? And then McDonald's has been in the market for how long already? So of course I have to position myself when I do my promotion, how I want people to see my product. So I have to do my campaign differently. So I just go for the taste of my burger, and which is not bad. Okay, so it's the same, the same approach, because it's all fast food. It's a fast food restaurant, not restaurant, a fast food store, chain store, but they just using their factors, okay, approach in a different way. But once we have the message drawing down, we also have the marketing, the 4 Ps, the marketing mix, the 4 Ps ready. So we know what is our core product or services we are going to sell, and how much we are going to sell to the customer. And then we know where we are going to make this, the target, to find those target audience to see our product. And then we have to come up with how we want to people to know about, what kind of image we want our the customer know about, to learn about our product. But you got to have money for it. Yes. If you don't, you are the small firm like me. I don't have that much of resources, so I have to use my money wisely. But unlike the big corporation like McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Nikes, they have a tons of money, right? So they can do the big thing. Okay, they can have the marketings, in on the TV, offline, online. You see them everywhere. No matter where you turn, it's their footprint. So in order to make this marketing budget, you really need to make sure where your money are going to spend to, because there are quite a few elements under marketing budget. So for example, you have the direct expenses on the marketing activities, yes. So offline, you do it social media. So a lot of people used to use FB, and now it's IG. I had one student, I think, who is the second year of college and taking the marketing courses. And he told me, well, he was forced to stay at home, and instead of studying UK right now, so he wanted to make the best out of it, the best use of his time. So he's doing all his marketing. He's running a small, tiny business, and he's doing that through IG. So he said he will go to all type of social functions and then take a picture with the celebrities. So that is a good publicity for him. So he can sell his product. And he said he has been making quite a decent money, like pocket money so far. And that's a good way too. So, but it's free. For him is that he has to actually go around and to find those the celebrities, and then they could get a picture, and then that's a good exposure, right? So he's using IG a lot to sell his product. So doesn't matter what you do, as long as you get your product to sell. So you need to hire, like big firms, they need to hire the marketing employees. So marketing department, if you're a big firm. And then you need to do your marketing analytics to analyze which way, which direction to go will bring out the maximum result. And then that's why the research comes in. Sometimes you have to go and buy the research out there. The first hand, the primary research, okay, to get the industry report, to find out where you should go next, or where is your targeted audience, where you can go, and then to find them, and then to make your product sell. And then you have to hire the salespeople, yes, to help you to sell. So that is some of the examples, like, for under the marketing budget, you need to take into consideration. But like I said, it really depends on the scale of your business. So McDonald's, for example, again, you can use, their budget examples. They can spend a lot of money on, doing their exposure of the product, even though they're already established, I would say. Okay, so they don't really need to necessarily to spend all this money on the marketing campaign. So that's why they drop their marketing campaign. They spent from 800 million to 500 million now. So they can save their money to do something else. because nowadays the exposure, not necessarily they have to buy the big billboard while you're driving the highway and then to see, okay, McDonald's is next. Okay, or you have to, see from the McDonald's TV campaign. It's like, I'm loving it, and then with the big McDonald's uncles, he's singing with the big shoes, a big red nose. No, right? Because it's already rooted. You already know, so they don't need to spend all this money online, offline. I mean, so they can spend some money online. That will save them quite some money. So the last one, but not the least, once you have the marketing campaign, in order to make it complete, you need to have, remember the marketing message, the slogan to tell people what you are selling. And then you have the marketing mix, all this product, price, time, place and promotion. And then you have the marketing budget. You allocate the marketing budget for it. But you need to have a time scale. You need to set a deadline. You can't just let it go on forever. It's burning. The money is burning. Why do I want to burn my money? Okay, every minute counts, man. Right? So that's why you need to set up, the timeline. So in order to do that, and so you need to have, say, for example, you want to have this campaign going on for 6 months. And kind of just, doing a trial run to see if it's working. Whether more people know about your product and actually making a sales. So some people make it even shorter, 2 months, 1 month, and just try it out. But time scale, to make a timeline, time frame, it's very important. So in order to track down, so we do a Gantt chart, right? Like this. So you can track down in what month, what date, and then also what's the length, how long you're going to work on this specific one. Say, for example, you can have the company to do the analysis, probably only for 3 weeks. And what comes next? You do your SWOT and pastoral analysis. That's another maybe 2 weeks. And then you can start planning for your strategy, okay? About price, about place, about promotion. And then this will give you a very clear picture whether something you have to have done or you haven't done. So at the very end, let me just, give you a summary. A successful marketing campaign, we have to go back to the beginning of the class. Remember the goal and objective. We need to always revisit the company's goal and objective. Then we know what we have done so far, is that aligned with what our company's goal and objective. So once we do that, and then make sure that we are on the right track, and then you also identify, because sometimes, you have already established, you have your loyal customer, say between the age of maybe 25 to 45. But now you decide to go for something with the older, because nowadays the aging group the population is getting bigger and bigger. So the potential market is huge. So you probably want to come up with the product that is specifically designed for the elder people. And then you can just do a little bit market research, and then you can target your audience with this new product, just to see how well acceptance they are. So once you have that, the goal ready, and then targeted the audience, the customer, and then You have to tell them the key messages. Okay, why are you selling to them? Just tell them being old, but living fun, something like that. Okay, something for them to actually, oh, okay, yeah, I'm old, but what type of things you are going to offer me will make it fun? Okay, I just improvise that. I don't know what that is. But the thing is, something for them to intrigue, the curiosity for them to actually want to know about your product more. Then, of course, you need to have a budget, the money to do that, because everything costs money. Once somebody have told me, oh, in New York, it's only the smile is free. The rest costs you money. So nothing comes for free. If you want your product to sell, you got to, allocate some money to do the promotion and to do the marketing. And then once you have all that done, then you have an execution calendar, meaning the timeline, how you're supposed to execute it, your execution action. You need to have the plan for it. So once that, you can make a very successful marketing campaign. Any other questions? I know I go on and on and on is because I have a lot to cover, and just want to make sure with all the examples will help you to understand a little bit on the concept. Okay, so only using examples would at least it's not bored. So something for you to feel a little bit related, so you know what each of the terms and conditions and what, and that would probably help you to understand a little bit better. So any other questions? Okay, if not, and then Chantel, it's back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of the teachers here have any questions for Amy? If so, you can either type it in the chat box or you can directly ask her here. If not, then we will end today's session and I will send the recording to everyone present today. All right. I think, Amy, we
Okay.
can end today's session.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining. Okay, and everybody, please stay safe. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.